All right, so we're then in the first match, first turn with Jund Shadow. In the blind, kept an opening hand with a Catacombs Bauble. We've got Wrenn and 6 to help fix our mana as we go forward. Looks like we're probably up against Jund. I could play out the Hex Drinker, but I think I'm going to wait. I think I'm going to try to find a way to get this Tarmogoyf down on turn 2. We see Catacombs, which helps with that. So I think what I'm going to do here is draw the Catacombs. I might dismember. I don't know yet. I don't want to dismember if my opponent's only attacking for 1. Really, I don't want to dismember at all. Okay. So now we'll get Stomping Ground, untap, get basic Swamp off the Catacombs. That gives us all of our mana to get like Tarmogoyf online into Scourge. Wrenn and 6 isn't great in this matchup, so I'm really not prioritizing it. But what I would like to do is potentially get like an attack in on my opponent and play Scourge, but I want it to be bigger than a 3/3. Could be awkward if they have like Lightning Helix. In the Mardu list, I was very low hopes for Lingering Souls, but that card was a house. Lingering Souls was pretty sweet. You are correct. If they double bolt my Tarmogoyf here, that's a little rude. Searing Blaze. Searing Blaze plus Bolt. Yep. So that kind of means like I'd need to draw exactly a shadow off the top and have my opponent like not really have anything. Something, something, whitelist. Play Hex Drinker. Say go. And I'm definitely never cracking this fetch land. I really don't want to give my opponent just like a free Boros Charm to my face. So if for whatever reason they can't kill me, which is very low hopes, but if they don't have lethal, they should not be casting this Helix here. was kind of a weird turn. Because, like, you shouldn't cast the Helix inside of combat. When Battle Rage is a card my deck runs, because you're just putting yourself dead to it. Alright, on the play, Blightning's kind of cool. K-Command's an option, but it's not great. Ren's pretty bad. Let's go with this. Jund is historically one of the more unfavorable matchups, or one of the more favorable matchups for Burn. Burn's a bad matchup for us. Burn's a good matchup for them. You know what I mean. Alright, so I'm basically just keeping this hand because of Collective Brutality. It's kind of a nuts card. Yep. Alright, so let's see if we want to shuffle or not. Scourge is fine. Yeah. I can get a basic swamp off of one of these lands. Or get like Overgrown Tomb. Yeah, this is fine. So, do I want to go... I don't want to go basic. Interesting Grixis list. Y'all didn't let me keep to the script. There, I could have updated the title and everything. This is obviously Grixis, Splash, Selesnya, hold the Azorius. Is that right? Sounds right. Grixis, Splash, Selesnya, hold the Azorius. Easy. You kill. And don't have basic mountain, so it doesn't really matter. But this can get basic swamp if I need to. Grixis-less Grixis. See, I'm glad somebody was paying attention. Path to Exile. That's not the nicest card in the world. Alright, so with Scourge of the Skyclaves and Lightning Helix, I need to get my opponent down below 14 life and myself down below 14 life. Brutality in this day and age, I mean, it's clearly great here, but in the overall meta, I think it's good because the matchups that I'm finding myself losing to, like Burn and the hard control matchups, it's great in those. And I haven't really felt like I needed extra slots for a lot of other decks, like the mid-range mirrors or anything like that. So I've been pretty pleased with it. Helix me in the dome. Boros charm me. Okay. So now Shadow is online. Not gonna play Scourge, and I guess if I play Scourge, they do have to Helix the Scourge to kill it. They can't Helix my face. So I think that's fine. If they want to spend a burn spell on the Scourge, power to them. Have I tried Grim Lava Man yet? I have not. But to me, that seems like a lower priority meta call than, like, Collective Brutality. Like, I haven't been losing to Heliod or aggressive creature decks outside of Burn. So, I guess I'm less excited on that one. Like, obviously it worked in the Mox Final meta, so I can't say it's wrong, but I don't know, that one seems way more narrow to me. It's better than it looks. I thought it'd suck too. Well, I do have a couple of them sitting around waiting for an opportunity to shine. So if we need to play that variation at some point, I'm pretty okay with it. Alright, so if I go what, they go what? Sacred Foundry's down, Helix in hand. If I attack with both, what's my best line here? Let's say I attack with both. They say no blocks. I bolt them in the face. Scourge becomes an 8/8. I take 2 off of Eidolon. Shadow becomes a 6/6. They're at 12, so that's presenting lethal. If they cast Lightning Helix, they have to take 2 to do it. Take 2 off the Eidolon. So they're coming out behind in that situation. That's a no on the Helix. Bench, I hope you're happy. I'm playing 2 sideboard copies of Blightning this league. I don't know if it's going to be good, but I figured I'd try it out. Since we got a pretty good crowd here today, just I guess I'll do my call to action. Thanks everybody for coming and hanging out, checking out some Death Shadow action. We 4-1 the first league with Grixis. Now we're playing through with Jund. If you're hanging out and you're enjoying the commentary, enjoying the content, feel free to hit the follow button. Doesn't cost you anything, just lets you know whenever we go live, so you can come check out the the stream, check out some of the decks going on. Highly recommend it. Might be biased, but eh. Alright, so I might just go in Bolt Inquisition here. So if I Bolt Eidolon, I go to 7 Inquisition. They've got to draw like Boros Charm plus Burn spell, plus 1 mana spell. Yeah. Jeter2411, thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday morning, evening, or afternoon, wherever you're at in the world. See, call to actions work. Alright. So I don't believe opponents got an out here. Well, let's see. If they go Shock, I guess like Bolt plus Boros Charm. But one of these cards has to be Boros Charm. Is that Steven on YouTube at Swag Tusk? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Like I said, fantastic video series. Highly recommend it. Goblin Guide, you got it. So we died to Deflecting Palm. And that's it. I was gonna say if I push the Goblin Guide and they just say okay and let me go to combat, I get a little bit terrified there, because if they just Deflecting Palm me, it's like game over. Cool, good story. All right, K Command's a little bit worse on the draw. Thoughtseize is a tad bit better. So we can snag like Eidolon. Alright, what do we think? Push and Shadow are nice. Hex Drinker's little in the matchup. I think this is going to be a mole for me. Like, I've got to fetch and shock to make a turn 1 play. They've got to do a bunch to get Shadow online. I've got a Shadow to get Scourge online. Alright, this is infinitely better. This is kind of one of those, I wish this were my 7 hands. So let's bottom Blood Crypt, and we can go like Thoughtseize into Tarmogoyf. But yeah, we're trying to like I guess update's the right word, overhaul all of the content on the channel, like streamline the YouTube process, make everything a little more efficient and easy to get to there. They mold to 5. This is great. And Blightning off the top. Trying to streamline there. Make everything straightforward. Get all, like I said, the videos on YouTube, like time-stamped matchup results. So it's really easy to navigate through. I don't want to scry. Where would I be scrying? Did I miss a scry? Eidolon Bolt. Well, let's take an Eidolon. I think I'm just going to max out my chances of drawing into a, what's it called? That land that gets basic forest. Because you bottom crypt, I thought you were against blue-red prowess. No. If I was against blue-red prowess, I probably would keep the scry. But against burn, like, I just kind of want to get these basics. Are we brutalitying here? They've got a lightning bolt that we know about, but they don't have a skull crack at the moment. I guess playing Goyf is fine. Like, maybe they draw a skull crack in this one blind draw. Yep. It's like Eidolon, Boros Charm, Hardcast Rift Bolt, Hardcast Skewer. You got it. So let's go 2 modes, -2, drain 2 life, kill that, pitch extra fetch land, play a fetch land from hand, and we are going to have a lethal battle rage next turn. So, works out pretty well. Doesn't hurt that our opponent mulled to 5, which we probably make our decisions a lot differently if our opponent hadn't mulliganed to 5. Please draw a path so you kill him with 2 Blightnings. Whose side are you on here? I thought this was a friendly, wholesome stream. Alright. I'm definitely just going for Battle Rage here. If they've got Path, they got Path. But I don't want to give them extra draw steps in case this is like Boros Charm, Lightning Bolt, whatever. They got Palm, they got Palm. But it's 1 blind draw. And seeing as how our opponent hasn't snapped it off yet, I'm assuming it's not Palm. That is not a deflecting Palm. Yeah, we're not dead with Palm, but we go down to 1, and our opponent's got like a top deck to hit any burn spell in their deck. And that's not really the greatest spot you want to be in either. They gotta reread Helix, make sure that it doesn't actually let them die. GG's Magic Fish. As close to dead as it gets, but not dead. If we were actually dead, that might be a little closer to dead. That makes sense. Alright, what do we got for round 2? Yeah, beating burn round 1 is super nice. If our opponent hadn't have mulled to 5, we probably would have left them with the Eidolon and like taken a burn spell, and then the next turn 3-moded Brutality, killed Eidolon, took another burn spell, drained life, something like that. But because they mulled to 5, that's why we kind of went aggressive and just took the Eidolon, because they didn't have like near enough lethal burn at the moment to kill us, and they would have to just like top deck hard. The Twinja. Dun dun dun. Alright, against a Catacombs deck. I don't really want to bobble on my turn, so I think I'm just going to play Fetch Pass. So if I get to like EOT, Fatal Push, and Tarmogoyf or something, I feel pretty good. But if I play out of threat here, I feel there's a pretty good chance it just dies on my instep. And I don't really accomplish much. Alright. So good old Boomer Jund. Lightning Bolt. What do I think of Lightning Bolt? I think I'd rather find like a Thoughtseize or Inquisition. Bolt does kill Lily, but like if I'm letting my opponent Lily Edict me, I'm in a pretty terrible situation, right? So there is the Lily. I've got one more Blood Crypt that I can get. Is that better than just playing a shock land? Probably not. So I think I'm going to want the double green at some point. Alright, Tarmogoyf pass. That one. Okay. So I can go Seal of Fire, Fetch Shock, Blood Crypt, play Shadow. This protects it from Wrenn and 6. Obviously, it doesn't protect it from a removal spell off of Bloodbraid, but I wasn't really protecting it from that anyway. Then next turn, I can play Hex Drinker and level it up. Depending on what my opponent does, but as we currently stand, that seems like an okay play. Or they've got Lightning Bolt. Alright. That was a rough one. A list of things I needed my opponent to not have right there. Removal spell for Shadow was pretty up on the list. Alright. Croaks is pretty solid. I think Hex Drinker, level up Hex Drinker is better at the moment. It's like just getting a threat down that my opponent's going to have a difficult time interacting with. Don't have a trophy, don't have a trophy, don't have a trophy, don't have a trophy. Haha. Alright. No Lily of the Veil, please. I'm asking quite nicely. Come on, Fatal Push. Come on, Fatal Push. Dang it. Alright, so I do just have to trophy this Wren. Yeah, I just like can't let them have a Wren and 6 emblem. Does mean that I have to give up Hex Drinker here. I can go like Hex Drinker, block, Tarmogoyf, Seal of Fire, Bloodbraid. Or no, I guess it's Hex Drinker, trade with Raging Ravine, Seal of Fire, kill Bloodbraid, take 6 from Goyf. Could have sealed Bloodbraid, killed Goyf and attack. I could have, but I don't think that's winning me the game. Like, I think the only way I'm winning the game is getting Kroxa back. Do you have the bolt? Do not have the bolt. So we're getting rid of Bauble, Sorcery. They've got Creature, Instant, Land, Planeswalker. So I get rid of Enchantment. And Land. Got the push. All right. All right. Veils are great. Blightning, K-Command, pretty solid. Didn't see Kroxa out of them, so I might like hedge with a Spell Bomb. I don't really want to go all in on Spell Bomb. Maybe I'm not bringing in Spell Bomb. Maybe I'm just like keeping my action high. Kind of like that. And I've been choosing to take the draw a lot in the mid-range mirrors. Just to kind of like test it out. I don't know if it's right, but it's interesting to see how games play out. Like they've got a pretty interesting take here. I don't know if I'd say easy Ren. It depends if they have something that they kind of need to protect. Like if they only have one removal spell for Shadow or something, then Ren could be really awkward there. Land. Like a fetch land. They keep a one-lander? I have to assume they have a fatal push. Yep. Alright. So if we can find our third land, we're in pretty good shape. Alright, what am I doing here? Don't think I'm playing out Ren because I don't want my opponent to just go like Liliana Edict, attack down Ren, kill me. Or not kill me, but kill Ren. Yeah, that's pretty rough. Alright. They got another bolt. They got another bolt. Discard Bloodbraid. So I assume that means either bolt or removal spell. It's the last card in hand. Yeah. Oh well. Ugh. If we'd hit that third land on, like that fetch land on turn 3, I think we would have had a decent shot. But, it happens. Ben, how's it going? Less game actions. Like our opponent had less game actions, or we needed to take less game actions. I probably agree with both of those, honestly. All right, what do we got for round number 3? Hopefully something sweet. Hopefully not something boring. Alright, I would like to choose my companion. What do we got? Yeah, this is fine on the draw. Opponent reveals Eldrazi as well, so probably a Jund Shadow Mirror. Could be Hammer Time, could be Mill. Could just be the Rock. But usually reveal Lurrus Blooming Marsh is not an opener I see too much or ever. Take my Mishra's Bauble. Okay. Opponent, you've got my attention. You've piqued interest. Because they're playing Lurrus, I know they can't be playing like Liliana of the Veil. But I don't think there's a reason to like jam Tarmogoyf here. There's a 5-0 list of regular Jund with Lurrus as a companion. Yeah, but like they wouldn't, regular Jund wouldn't lead Blooming Marsh, right? Like with more Wrenn and 6, Lightning Bolt, stuff like that, you'd have even more reason to lead Blackcleave Cliffs. I kind of want to just add Lurrus here. How'd the Grixis League finish? 4-1. We lost to Blue-White Spirits. Sure. I'm assuming they've been like sandbagging that, waiting for Lurrus. Okay. Well, opponent, here's what you've been waiting for. All right. Spell bomb it up. Let's go dismember this. Choosing dismember here over push because if they play a Luris, or not a Luris, a Tarmogoyf of their own, I'd rather have push available for it. Those pesky ghosts. Is our opponent ghosting? Dismember doesn't kill Goyf too often. Kills him pretty often. Like, I'd say more often than not he kills him. Treetop Village, you got it. Add Lurch to the hand, you got it. Oh, don't play him out. Don't play him out. No, opponent, no. Why are we playing a Naked Luris? Could have waited like one turn and gotten a Tarmogoyf or something off of this. Don't crack it on your turn. Don't, no, opponent, no. Opponent, why you do this? Okay. I don't think I'm afraid of like a hasty threat here or something. Haven't seen a treetop in a long time. Same. They for sure aren't ghosting after that line of play. I mean, I didn't think they were ghosting anyway, but like Confidant's definitely the better threat. I'm guessing they thought I was going to like use the push on the Confidant and they'd get to like land a Goyf under Dismember, but how likely is my opponent to be on Veil of Summer? This can hit Planeswalkers, right? Yeah, it can. I guess we saw Confidant too. I think Freedom's Ghost meant Field of Ruin. Fair enough. Am I really saying Blightning? You are, and you can blame Bench Summer. Bench is looking for tech to beat the control matchups. And Blightning apparently is the current test object, so give it a shot. 100 on Veil, that many green lands, and the amount of control in the format. Oh, Veil of Summer, sure. That means I'm less excited about Blightning. Maybe like that instead. Couldn't slurge the extra 0.0001 ticks on floor. I think it was more than that. I want to say I looked at them and was going to get the full art ones. Let's see. Let's put this theory to the test right now. Also, does anybody know when Time Spiral Remastered drops online? Alright, full art Blightnings are 0.38. Regular Blightnings are 0.004. Fine. Don't say I never did something for the sake of content. I don't have a clue in hell why Blightning is like almost half a tick. That is beyond me. Someone on the Discord just opened a bunch of boxes of Time Spiral. And oh my god, they look amazing. Well, can they share pictures on the Discord? We value your sacrifice of a tick highly. That's what my sub money goes back towards. Full art Blightnings. Ooh. A little hexy. Alright, let's get Overgrown Tomb. Play Hex Drinker of our own. Say go. Go to Spoiler Dudes, it's there. That one. We'll trade Hexuals. Alright, let's see this. Spoilers. Ooh. Confidant. I think I just need to go ahead and like bite the bullet and trophy this. Like it kind of sucks in the long run, but I think I'd rather just have this off the board. Alright, what do we got here? Coursers, Elvish Mystic, Path, the Bloodbraids look sweet. PZ, multiple True Name, multiple Kiki Jiki. Alright, those look pretty dope. Not gonna lie. Look at those Lingering Souls. Those look so good. Courser looks really good. Path looks amazing. Oh, God. You shouldn't have shown me these things. I think there's, on average, 2 foil old border cards in each Time Spiral box. That makes sense, because it's like 1 per card, or 1 per pack, right? Alright. Do I want a Kroxa or do I want a Tarmogoyf? Like, do I think they have Nihil Spellbomb right now? Now we'll just play Kroxa. Not in too much of a rush here. Opponent discards basic swamp. Alright. Rain of Tears. Oh my god. We're gonna get Rain of Tears. What on earth is going on? Opponents never lost to a Tron deck in their life, and they're not about to start now. Oh my... what do I even think about this? Rain of Tears. Opponent sees Ren in 6. Okay, so Rain of Tears seems good here. So for anybody who's been on the channel before, you know I've probably gone on about a dozen rants on how much I hate, like, Mishra's bobbling on your turn. If they're eating Hex Drinker, I'll go ahead and take this out. I don't know why they wouldn't just eat the Croxa there. But opponent's long-term plans are beyond me. Don't play Lurrus, Naked Lurrus. 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 Opponent's going to give me an aneurysm. One fetch land deck. One fetch land. One time. Right here. Because they have 5 more Rain of Tears. Croaks is not coming back. You're not wrong. Ew. Yeah, we're just gonna like... I just wanna like get back Tarmogoyf. Kinda do. Just like have an extra threat in hand. Their long-term plans are beyond you because they have none. Opponent is Lurrusing with Reckless Abandon. Like I'm telling you, opponent lost to Tron one time and just said, no, never again. I'm done with this. But I can't imagine how bad it must feel to have like a Rain of Tears Veil of Summered or something. Yeah, I mean, we top deck like a Ren in 6 and hand just goes to tier 0 like immediately, right? Yep. Yep. Nope. Stay on your side of the train tracks, opponent. All right. Okay. Worth. Worth. Just abrupt decay my Magic Online's being so laggy right now. Like, opponent is the absolute master of just, like, sandbagging answers. It's great. No fear in opponent's dojo. Well, opponent, got bad news on this abrupt decay. Hex Parasite. All right. I gotta make sure I restart Magic Online after this league. Yep. Yep. Keep them coming. Almost there. Got him. Do I have a Cling to Dust in my deck? Don't think so. Alright. Fogwind. Not today. So what's my plan here? Not saying I forgot Apostle's Blessing was in my sideboard, but forgot Apostle's Blessing was in my sideboard. We did not see a Veil of Summer, which is why I'm cutting back on some of my fear of Veil of Summer-esque cards. No, opponent, I don't want to play first. Opponent deserves this, hitting a level 8 Snaky Boy. I mean, clearly opponent was on the I don't want my opponents to play Magic train. Oh no. Oh no. No. You and you. Okay, so I was wrong on Veil, but theoretically they should have Veil and not cards I've never heard of. I mean, if Reign of Tears works for them, then kudos. Thoughtseize, I'm not too much in the market for. But I am in the market for a second land. Just got there. Alright. We're going to restart Magic Online. It's being so laggy. Nope. Don't want to restart. Don't want to concede the match. I just want to restart Magic Online. That was really dirty, the Magic Online Shuffler. Magic Online Shuffler got a mind of its own, and sometimes it decides you're worthy of winning a match. Sometimes it decides, Did we only see Field of Ruin for their land destruction outside of, like, Reign of Tears? So I don't remember seeing Ghost Quarter or Tech Edge or anything like that. But I could very well be wrong. Alright. We're one fetch away from having a match here. And opponent not having a Fatal Push. Or a Reign of Tears. Opponent, all those things that your deck has been doing every game, don't do them here, please. Stop it. Opponent. This is why nobody wants to play on Magic Online with you. Fetch land. Fetch land one time, deck. Opponent. Prepare to eat thine demise. Alright, what am I doing? No fear in the metaphorical dojo. Roberto Confidante. Alright. So what's my plan here? I guess we attack first. See if opponent wants to block with Confidant. They don't, so we could K-command the Confidant, get back Tarmogoyf. We could K-command the Confidant, make them discard. I think getting back Goyf is better. Please don't veil me, opponent. Please don't veil me. Don't stop me now. Oh yeah, we're just dead to treetop, aren't we? No. Curses. So we could take 5 to prevent 5 to die. Yeah. Oh well. Oh well. Opponent wanted it more than us. to be. Let's see, if you want to see a throwback, I posted my Grixis Shadow list from PT London in the other Shadow Discord. Well, of course I want to see this. When you say the other Shadow Discord, I'm guessing this is the list to which you were referring. 4 Shadow, 4 Wraith, 4 Angular, 3 Snapcaster, 1 JVP, 4 Stub, 4 Push, 2 Dismembered, 4 Scour, 2 Battle Ridge, 4 Seize, 2 Inquisition, 2 Serum. You were one of those, like, 3-3-2 cantrip people. You had 4 Thought Scour, but there was a period where everybody was going, like, 3 Bobble, 3 Thought Scour, 2 Serum Visions. And Surgical Braid, Lily, Cake Command, Jace, Disdainful Stroke, Spell Snare, Serum Introduction, Lightning Bolt, E. I don't think that adds up to 15 cards. Freed don't even need a 15 card sideboard. I just ran whatever Ben Jones said at the time. That's a smart way to go. Why attack? Because I didn't even notice Treetop Village. I am, as you could say, not used to looking for that card on my opponent's side of the board. Oh, we did. Really, really hoping right now that this is Eldrazi Tron and not mono green. But they mold to 5, so I'm assuming natural Tron plus something like I don't want to deal with. So it is Eldrazi Tron. This is good. This is why we need Rain of Tears. Alright. Trade. Bot. For the sake of content. I need like some elevator music going on in the background while we do this. Rain of Tears. Alright, which version are we getting? Tempest, Arcadian Masks. Ooh, both of these are solid. Guess we gotta go Tempest. Rate of Tears are 0.112 ticks. Alright, you think our opponent will let them let us slip them into our league between games? They top decked a map. Alright. So we're going to go Fetch, Shock, Overgrown Tomb, Shadow, with the ability to bolt ourselves if necessary. Next turn, what are we doing? Stomping Ground, bolt ourselves, attack opponent for 6, play a 6/6 Scourge out. Top deck Maze Mind Tome. Or is this like Warping Wheel? Alright. So we bolt ourselves here. Opponent's last two cards are Reality Smasher, Urza's Tower. So let's crack in with Shadow. Play Scourge. Pass. All that mana and a Chalice is the best they got. I mean, Chalice is pretty alright. It's not great at the moment. Yep. It's like double Smasher. Smasher Reshaper. Alright. Huh. You don't say. So we've got Blood Crypt left. So this is fine. TBR, huh? Indeed. So I'd rather Battle Rage the one that gets blocked by Smasher. Or like in this case, I'm going to Battle Rage the Shadow specifically because I don't want to give them a Matter Reshaper trigger. Like, I'd work out the math and see if they were actually dead. If they're dead to blocking the one that's on Reshaper, but not dead to the Smasher one, then I'll block or Battle Rage the Matter Reshaper one. But I would prefer to not give them the free card. Don't even know what it would be right there. They could mess me up, but could potentially be free to play around. This is a Blightning matchup. Maybe. I'd be lying if I said I had some sort of innate knowledge of what is a Blightning matchup. Seal seems really underwhelming. But I guess Seal is a way that we could win through like a bridge. Is that a good one? I can't tell. It's alright. I mean, you gotta like hurt yourself a bunch for it to even do anything. Like, I don't know if that's good enough. Yeah, I don't mind a Damping Sphere, but it is really underwhelming. Alright, so this hand is like fantastic if we see the second and third land, but pretty mopey otherwise. This is basically the same without a bauble. Sorry, Blightning. You fought the good fight. The bolts are probably just going upstairs, but because our opponent isn't dealing damage to themselves with their lands, I kind of do need a way to make sure that my Scourges get bigger than their stuff. Alright, so if I lead on Catacombs, I can't get Stomping Ground, so Terbium, thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday morning, evening, or afternoon, wherever you're at in the world. Appreciate you coming by. Like, I kind of want to just go Thoughtseize turn 1, Stomping Ground Tarmogoyf turn 2. That way, any third land gets K command online. Thought Knot, Reshaper. So let's take a Thought Knot. We can dismember Reshaper and play a Shadow, or we can play a Tarmogoyf next turn. Let's probably just play Tarmogoyf, but we'll see. I'm just counting on Hexdrinker or Goyf connecting first before Scourge gets played. And that's definitely not a wrong strategy by any means. Alright, so I like getting Stomping Ground into Blood Crypt here because it lets us play Tarmogoyf. It also means that like any fourth land that's not basic forest will let us get back Kroxa if we find one. Show me the Blast Zone, opponent. Alright. Like, I've got to get these Reshapers off the board sometime anyway, so I might as well just take the free block and get one. Oh, they're going to Scavenger Grounds my Goyf? Sure. You have got it. So here's the shadows. They go. Now the question is, are they going to Blast Zone, hold up Blast Zone, or are they going to play Reshaper in Blast Zone? Scavenger Grounds and Blast Zone, just one of those days. I mean, it's like typical in the Shadow life, right? Blast Zone is just like one of the most annoying cards that's gotten printed out of these big mana decks. It just so happens to like wreck our world. Chalice of the Void. Opponent chooses not to Chalice on 0. So we know 2 of their 3 cards. If I play Blood Crypt, Shadow, add Lurrus to hand. They're forced to play in Crack Blast Zone next turn, or they're dead. And then I just get to like play Lurrus, play Shadow from the yard the turn after. I like that. Not dead to Reality Smasher off the top. Time to bring back Hex Drinker Shadow with mainboard Tails End. I think I think Bench would have a field day brewing that one up with you. Alright, so opponent's got to make the first move. Hiya. Oh no, Blast Zone. Oh. That was my best impersonation of Shadows dying to a Blast Zone. So Luris. Play Shadow from the yard. They bobble, say go. Bobble on their upkeep. Protect this draw from Thought Knot Seer. And what do we got? Spatial Contortion. So they could go Contortion, Luris, play Chalice on one. I'm a genius. I'm a genius. Battle Rage. It's not quite a Battle Rage. Alright, I'm going to say I don't care about this Chalice, and I'm going to save K-Command in case they like drew Karn and top deck third Tron land and just go like Karn plus Bridge. It's not third Tron land. Alright. 2-2. On to game number 3. Match number 5. Yeah, words are tough. Match number 5. Let's do it. If you want to stifle fetches, Nimble Obstructionist is the way to go. It's kind of like a third Tron land given the mismatched towers. I'm sure there's like a non-zero number of Tron lands that have, or Tron players that have played non-English Tron lands and tried to pass off that stupid mine as both a mine and a tower. For anybody who doesn't know what I'm talking about, which I'm kind of assuming that anybody that plays Modern regularly knows, there's this stupid Urza's Mine that is quite clearly a tower. Like, I don't think there's a reasonable argument you can make that this is a mine and not elevated off of the ground with what is very clearly a ladder leading up to it. And we call it a mine. I shouldn't be as angry about that land as I am. Alright, pretty easy keep. So, I guess while we're in the fifth match, Snow-Covered Forest, Noble Hierarch. So this is like Bant, Snowblade, I'm guessing. If that's the case, what's my plan? So I assume Bant, Snowblade, because Noble Hierarch and Snow-Covered Basic. Snow-Covered Basic usually gives away like Ice Fang Coatl. Noble Hierarch, obviously the Bant colors, but because the Stoneblade decks usually really want Hierarch as well. So I think I'm just going to go Seal of Fire the Hierarch. Doing it on my turn because I don't want to pass until their upkeep, Seal of Fire, and let them just like free roll this mana and flash in Ice Fang Coatl or something. Flatty Joe, or Flatty Ice, thank you. Why does that look like Joe over here? Oh, it's because the I and the underscore like look like they're combined, and then the C looked like it was an O, so it looked like Flatty Joe. Flatty Ice, thank you so much for the follow. I hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday morning, evening, or afternoon, wherever you're at in the world. Appreciate you coming by and hanging out with us, checking out some shadow action. Fork Bolt looks good here. Fork Bolt, kill Hierarch, one to them, turn on Scourge, easy clap. Is that the wrong list? That is the wrong list. You see, we do this whole thing where I make a checklist so that we can like very clearly go down the list of steps to prepare for each individual league. And then just like nobody keeps me accountable. Y'all have full permission to yell at me whenever I do this to make sure that we're in order. I do have it recording correctly, so. Alright, what did I see? Skyclave Apparition. Temple Garden tapped is nice. And deck list is updated now. Alright. So I really don't want to play... Or do I want to play Tarmogoyf into the Apparition? Like, is playing Tarmogoyf into the known commodity better? Is Ultimate Masters Goyf best art on Goyf? Absolutely not. 100% Future Sight Goyf. I think I want to be mana efficient here. I think I want to play Tarmogoyf. They'll get to Skyclave Apparition it. Maybe they Teferi bounce it. And then I get to like Inquisition Goyf again the next turn. I think I actually like that better. I like the Modern Masters Goyfs. Like, the Modern Masters Goyfs are bright, and that's kind of cool, but I think in terms of, like, the entire card, like, I love Future Sight borders, and I love the, like, darker-themed artwork. Is there any chance that our opponent's, like, just green-white? Definitely not just green-white. So we're taking Spell Queller, playing out second Tarmogoyf. Luris plus Seal of Fire will probably be pretty good here if I don't just get, like, messed up by this company. See, Future Sight Goyf looks like a person in a furry suit to me. That's a pretty great way of looking at it, yes. paper, I use an Italian Future Sight Street Wraith for Grixis. So in paper, I also use Italian Future Sight Street Wraiths. Just mine have got these fun little artist signatures down on the bottom. But yeah. Alright. Company incoming. I'm guessing this is company now because they run Spell Queller. How does it read in Italian? Well, I can't say I know Italian, but oh, all right. So they Reflector Mage this. Spell Queller, Scourge. I think I just have to bolt the Soul Herder. We'll see. Because if they make an awkward attack, like attack all, then I'm definitely like bolting Spell Queller, getting back my Scourge, blocking Reflector Mage. Maybe I'm not even doing that. Maybe I'm like bolting Queller, get back Scourge, block Skyclave so they can't Soul Herder Skyclave. No, this matchup is definitely very rough. Like, if I block... I have to block Skyclave. I can't have them just, like, get my threats off the board permanently. Like, at least with Soul Herder... I can recast stuff. Or your removal gets taxed on like all creatures that have really good enter the battlefield abilities. So they just don't care after that. Alright, so we got Black Cloud 95, Madams 5906, and Hail 1. Thank all of y'all so much for the follows. Hope you're all having fantastic Wednesday morning, evening, or afternoons, wherever you're at in the world. Appreciate you coming by and hanging out with us. So I really need to see a removal spell for Soul Herder. I guess. Alright, so we've got to stop the blink value. The last card's Ephemerate. This is super, super rough. Mike, a man of the people, good to his chat. Try to be. I've been over here like buying really terrible off-meta staples for my chat. That's got to count for something, right? I now own a playset of Reign of Tears and full art Blightnings. I don't want anybody saying I don't give back to my chat. God, another Soul Herder. And they get to add Yorion to hand. Do I have to... I think I have to crack Peatland, honestly. Alright, well that takes Yorion off the table. So I can Yorion, or take Yorion, Scourge plus Shadow. Alright, opponent. I need you to break. I know that's difficult for you. That's the opposite of bricking. That's like super mega not brick. I don't think you know the meaning of bricking. It means to not draw hot for a turn. Alright. So if I dismember Soul Herder, is that my best line? I think I have to dismember Soul Herder. Because it just like turns all of their top deck creatures into like value engines. And we play Scourge here because if we just draw into a Battle Rage, we could potentially have lethal. And before they play Toski, don't put that bad juju on me. Not in this house, Ricky Bobby. Alright. Man, we're so whitelisted. So let's go both at our opponent. A protection the Reflector Mage, sure. So we'll play the old bait Tarmogoyf in case their card's Spell Queller. It's not. So we're just going to kill everything our opponent holds dear. And the answer is... Opponent, stop it. Cease and desist. End all activities you're currently participating in. No second Ice Fang, no second Ice Fang, no second Ice Fang. I'm doing this because I want to present lethal, but I want to just add Luris to my hand and get Luris Seal of Fire going. Yeah, stick with the plan. Stick with the plan. So they can Teferi bounce here. They do not Teferi bounce here. Why would they not Teferi bounce there? How many Quellers is that now? Just 3? So we're going to play around them not having the 4th one right here. I'm just trying to clear off creatures. Like, that's my game plan at the moment. Teferi can't bounce all 3 of them. I see your fire design OP and I raise you my fire design. All right, so let's lead Inquisition. See if the coast is clear. If it is, we go. I guess we lead Seal of Fire, so I can make sure I'm getting like my Luris value. And then we Inquisition, see if the coast is clear. And if it is, we go Seal of Fire and Ice Fang, Trophy and Ice Fang, attack for lethal. Rin would have been really good right there. Alright. K commands, great. Apostle's Blessings, probably fine. Oh, what is the rest of my sideboard plan? There's no way this is a Blightning matchup, right? K return's not the worst. Like, it doesn't hit Reflector Mage or Spell Queller, but it just, like, wipes up all the little guys. Every matchup's a Blightning matchup. If you're brave enough. This matchup's like not good in the slightest, but it feels way less oppressive without a Uro in the meta. I don't know if y'all are aware, but that card was pretty good. Alright, pretty easy ship here. I think I've got to keep this. Keeping bottom Scourge. And just like say, alright, we're going to play for the upside of we hit second land and just kind of like run away. See, deck, what I said was we hit second land and we run away. Alright. It's all up to the old gods now. We won game one. We've made our peace with a higher power. The higher power has let us down. The higher power has betrayed us. Yep. I will go ahead and fatal push this Ice Fang. If I hit that second land now, like I'm pretty happy to play Ren, like ping this, just go ahead and get more value off Ren than we expected. Hey, it's not the second land we wanted, but we take these. If you were forced to play to or pray to one of the magic gods, which would it be? In this particular deck, it would be Ronus. Absolutely pray to Ronus. Ronus cares about having big beefy dudes. We want big beefy dudes. It's like easy Ronus. In Grixis, Kefnet, 100%. Like, not even close. Anybody who says otherwise doesn't know what they're talking about. Not Scarab God and Grixis? Nah. Scarab God's okay, but if I'm going to pray to a magic god, it's going to be Kefnet. He's a 5/5, he's a flyer, he's indestructible, and he got me to top 8 of a PPTQ. If anybody ever needs to hear the Kefnet story, it's hilarious. Alright, not the worst. So we go Shadow, Seal of Fire, the Giver, pass. They have to be indestructible to be a true god. Is that a requirement? Ephemerate? Okay. That's rough. I think that means we just lose. So you can ephemerate the Skyclave, take the Shadow. We get a 2/2. In my mind, it is. That's fair. I can't argue with what's right or wrong in your mind. Like, I think that's okay. Okay. Second Skyclave will do it. I didn't see any Veils out of them, so we're going to kind of go with the tempo plan. It's kind of like Shadow and TBR. I want a PBTQ with Crackling Drake and Maximize Velocity. That's like exactly like Shadow and TBR. Wasn't that the whole joke behind Crackling Drake? Is it was just like 4 mana, suspend 1, win the game? I wish Toxic Deluge was a modern legal card. I wish it was, but it probably wouldn't be a good pick for the format. I don't think it would be safe to be in the format. How about that? I was going to say, what are you fetch shocking for on turn 1? That makes sense. Let's see, I've seen a Jundeth Shadow list running 4 Bowmat and 4 Swiftspear in addition to the other 12 usual suspects. Thoughts on that? See, those builds seem like you're trying to flood the board and hope most of it sticks. So for me, I've always been extremely underwhelmed with Bowmat Courier and Monastery Swiftspear and Shadow builds. Oh, damn. The reason being, I think both of them are very subpar on their own, and they're just kind of being used to prop up Scourge of the Skyclaves. But I don't think that's enough of a reason to me to want to play any of them individually. Like, Jun gets a big boost from just having, like, Tarmogoyf over Swiftspear and Bowmat, because you get, like, an actual threat that can realistically win the game, where the rest are kind of like, hope this is good. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. That's why whenever anybody asks if I like Swiftspear, or why I don't like Swiftspear in like this build, it's just, it's not impactful enough. Like, Swiftspear would have been pretty terrible this game, because we'd have to either like blow a trophy on something or like miss points of damage, because we wouldn't even be able to attack through this Giver of Runes. Did he miss block there? I don't think he missed blocked, because if we had like an instant or sorcery to kill one of these, we kind of like punish him pretty hard for the block. But like right now, it's a pretty free block on his side, because if we don't go for the attack, or if we go for the attack, he gets to block, protection it, and we can't, like, respond. Alright, I'm planning on just trophying the Teferi here. Because, like, Teferi plus Spell Queller is really a pain for us to fight through. See, I don't like those lists either, but I just think it's odd. Those are the ones placing. The top 6 decks, according to MTG Goldfish, are creature decks. 5 out of 6, so Bomat seems terrible in that meta. I mean, it's kind of a hive mind situation. Like, those decks are placing because those decks are the ones that are getting played, right? Like, how many people absolutely freaked out when they saw Hex Drinker in the top 8 of the top 8 of the mocks this past weekend? You streaming? People were freaking out over Hex Drinker because it was like this random thing showing up in the top 8 of the mocks, but just nobody had played Hex Drinker before, right? So I don't think it's necessarily that one is better. I think it's just that, like, the Shadow community as a whole is very, very slow to adjust. Like Steven always says, we've got a lot of sacred cows in our deck that, like, nobody ever wants to touch. Like, oh, we can't cut Battle Rages or Dismembers or cut back on whatever spell because, like, it's Shadow. It's got to have these cards. You care to regale us with the Kefnet top 8 tale? Absolutely, I can. Let me see if I can find the second half of the story, which I know is sitting up here on the table, so give me 1 second. We'll awkwardly talk from over here while I find it. It was part of a swag story reveal one day. That's why I know it's over here. Because, you know, obviously all my Magic stuff is immaculately organized. And by immaculately organized, I mean not organized at all. Aha. Thou hath been found. Alright. So we were gearing up for a PBTQ. And I was trying to find an extra threat for Grixis and couldn't make my mind up about anything. Like, wanted something that turned on Ferocious, was good against, like, the control decks. Something that could work well against, like, Wrath effects. And I decided, like, I kind of want to give Kefnet a try. And so I was like, not thinking the card was going to do anything relevant or anything like that. But I decided to give it a shot, and one of my friends was like, I'll buy you an Invocation Kefnet if you actually put it in your sideboard. So I was like, deal. Put a Kefnet in my sideboard, and he bought me an Invocation Kefnet, which at the time was like $20 or something nuts like that. So I'm playing this PBTQ, and round one I get matched up against Skred, like Skred Red. And I'm going through my sideboard after game one, and I'm like, what would be good here? It's like, I don't think they can kill a Kefnet. Like, they've got lightning bolts and Skreds and stuff like that, but I don't think they can actually get this card, like, off the board. So I bring in Kefnet, and I never see him, and I'm, like, super disappointed. So I go through a couple more rounds. I get matched up against Jeskai Control, and I'm like, this is the matchup I wanted this sideboard slot for. Because it dodges Supreme Verdict and just helps me like keep a threat online. And do I have to like click it to not cast it? All right, no, I have to click no. So game one, like I went against Jeskai. Game two, I bring in Kefnet, and I see it on turn 3. I just like throw this Kefnet down, and I'm like, whatever. It's a Kefnet. It'll do something. And we're sitting there playing Draw Go for like 6 or 7 turns. I get my 4th land. I start like activating Kefnet, drawing cards. And every now and then my opponent will play like a Gideon or something. And I'm like stubborn denial off this Kefnet. And finally I draw up to 7 cards and just like spend 4 turns beating my opponent in the face with a Kefnet. And we finished the game, and he shows me his hand, and it's just like Verdict, Celestial Purge, Snapcaster, Lightning Bolt, Lightning Helix, and he just like couldn't kill Kefnet. And I was like, deal. That is awesome. So Kefnet ended up winning me that game. And then it won another game somewhere along the line. But it just like put in so much work in the sideboard of this event. Tupac, thank you so much for the 3-month resub. Welcome back to the subscribers. Appreciate the continued support. JCF 4165, thank you so much for the follow. Hope you are having a fantastic Wednesday morning, evening, or afternoon, wherever you're at in the world. Joined that league. So we ran into... God. How did we end that league? That was 2-3. Is that right? 2-3 or 3-2 something. I feel like 2-3. Yeah, 2-3. Pretty rough. We ran into some tough ones there. We beat Burn, which is funny. Like, beat the really bad matchup. I'm not really surprised that we lost to the Bant Ephemerate deck. That matchup is horrendous for us. And for all Shadow variants, like, they're just pure value. Now I expect you to play a Grixis League with Kefnet in the sideboard. Kefnet absolutely is flying. Oh, not God Eternal Kefnet. This was like multiple years ago. This was right after the Invocations came out. Like right after Hour of Devastation and what's it called? God. Amonkhet. Yeah. So, Jun, the main deck kind of felt okay. The sideboard felt iffy. I don't really like these Blightnings. I think that these are a little too memey. I think all of these like don't really fit where I'm wanting to go with the deck. So I'm going to be trying out some different options over the coming days. Let's see. Other than that, Ren and 6 was pretty great this league. I still think that that's a really good flex spot in the main. I'm happy with the Scourge number. Hex Drinker was okay. I do feel like I don't see it quite enough to really have a good judge of it. Let's see. K-Return was okay. There's a lot of decks that I just like don't know about K-Return against. I want to bring it in, but the 3 toughness on the other side of the board is relevant. And I don't want them to have Oriok Champion, and I don't have it. So, gonna have to mess around with some sweeper options and see if K-Return is the long-term answer or not. But we'll work on that. We'll have some more leagues to play this week, see what we kind of come up with. Other than that,